What if I told you that a nation once among the poorest on Earth transformed into a global economic powerhouse in under 70 years, surpassing nations with centuries of development? That's the jaw-dropping story of South Korea, an underdog turned powerhouse. But behind the glossy success, cracks are starting to show. Are we witnessing the limits of this economic miracle? Let's unpack how a war-torn country transformed into a global leader and why its challenges could redefine its future. In 1953, South Korea was in ruins. Its cities reduced to rubble, infrastructure obliterated, and millions left displaced by the devastating Korean War. Entire communities were decimated, and the nation faced a seemingly insurmountable task of rebuilding from near-total destruction. With virtually no natural resources, its per capita GDP hovered around $67, one of the lowest globally. Fast forward to today, and South Korea ranks as the 10th largest economy in the world, with a GDP of over $2 trillion. How did this happen? First, U.S. aid played a critical role. Billions of dollars poured in post-war, fueling industries and infrastructure. Even now, the U.S. presence is felt. Over 24,000 troops remain stationed in South Korea, indirectly boosting local economies. But it wasn't just foreign aid. It was South Korea's bold strategies that turned things around. Through a government-led initiative that prioritized industrialization, the nation began focusing on the creation of key industries such as electronics, shipbuilding, and automotive manufacturing. These sectors, in turn, positioned South Korea as a global leader. Enter the chaebols, the family-run conglomerates like Samsung, Hyundai, and LG. By the 1980s, these companies dominated industries from electronics to shipbuilding. Samsung alone contributes a staggering 22% to South Korea's GDP, a figure comparable to the combined contributions of some of the largest corporations in countries like Germany and Japan. But here's the twist. This immense power comes at a cost. While chaebols propelled South Korea's rise, they've also monopolized opportunities, leaving little room for small businesses to thrive. For every entrepreneur who dreams of innovation, thousands aim for stable jobs within these giants, stifling creativity. And let's not forget the chaebols' cozy ties to the government, which have led to corruption scandals and deterred foreign competition. These conglomerates often benefit from government intervention, including favorable policies and subsidies, which protect them from the forces of market competition. While chaebols helped create South Korea's economic miracle, their monopolistic hold is now raising concerns about inequality and economic imbalance. Beyond the traditional industries, South Korea has transformed into a global leader in innovation, particularly in the fields of technology and electronics. Samsung, LG, and Hyundai have revolutionized everything from smartphones and home appliances to electric vehicles. South Korea is also a key player in the development of 5G technology, setting a global standard with the world's fastest network. However, while technology is South Korea's strength, there's a looming challenge. The country faces increasing pressure to diversify its technological base and avoid over-reliance on a few major industries. This is especially important as global tech giants from China and the U.S. continue to advance in areas such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and green technologies. Economic prosperity hasn't shielded South Korea from challenges. Consider its demographic crisis. South Korea's birth rate is the lowest in the world at 0.78 children per woman, a stark contrast to countries like France, where it stands at 1.8, or the United States at 1.7. This demographic decline raises concerns about potential economic stagnation and the sustainability of social welfare systems in the near future. By 2050, the country's population could shrink by over 10%, creating a labor force crunch and skyrocketing dependency ratios. Meanwhile, youth unemployment hovers around 7%. The relentless pressure to excel academically and professionally fuels high stress and mental health struggles, with South Korea recording some of the highest suicide rates among OECD countries. Add to that the growing disparity between urban and rural areas, and the picture becomes even more complex. In addition to these issues, South Korea's competitive job market has led to a culture of overwork, with workers often facing extremely long hours, poor work-life balance, and little job security. This, combined with a society that places immense pressure on its youth to succeed, has created a perfect storm for mental health challenges. On the global stage, South Korea faces mounting competition. China, a rising powerhouse, has overtaken South Korea in manufacturing and trade dominance, threatening its market share. At the same time, Japan continues to challenge South Korea in key industries like electronics and automobiles, keeping South Korea on its toes. These challenges are compounded by the fact that global industries are rapidly evolving, with emerging economies in Southeast Asia, India, and even Africa offering cost-effective alternatives for production. In the race for economic growth, South Korea has faced significant environmental issues. The country's rapid industrialization, particularly in the 1970s and 1980s, led to severe pollution, which South Korea has been working to address. Despite significant improvements, air quality remains a serious concern, especially in urban areas like Seoul, which is often ranked among the most polluted cities in the world. Additionally, South Korea's reliance on fossil fuels, particularly coal, for energy production has made it one of the highest per capita carbon emitters in the OECD. However, South Korea is making strides to address these issues through ambitious green policies, including a move toward renewable energy and carbon neutrality by 2050. The success of these initiatives will largely determine whether South Korea can continue its growth trajectory without sacrificing its environmental future. Despite these struggles, South Korea's alliances remain a lifeline. As a stable democracy in an unstable region, it holds immense strategic value for Western nations, especially the U.S. This partnership not only bolsters South Korea's economy, but also safeguards its global standing. U.S. military presence continues to serve as both a deterrent to potential threats and a source of economic activity. The alliance also facilitates technological exchanges and military contracts, further strengthening South Korea's economic position. But these alliances come with challenges. Tensions with North Korea remain a constant threat, requiring substantial military expenditure. Meanwhile, South Korea must delicately balance its relationships with both the U.S. and China, its largest trading partner, to maintain economic stability. Its reliance on the U.S. for security could also be viewed as a double-edged sword, as it places South Korea in a difficult position when it comes to navigating its relationship with China, which is increasingly asserting itself as a regional and global economic power. While its economy faces hurdles, South Korea's cultural influence has never been stronger. The Korean wave, or Hallyu, has swept the globe, with K-pop idols, blockbuster films like Parasite, and innovative dramas like Squid Game capturing international audiences. This cultural dominance contributes billions to South Korea's economy and strengthens its soft power. South Korean culture has become a major export, and the entertainment industry now plays a central role in shaping the country's image on the world stage. However, even this success comes with caveats. The entertainment industry is criticized for grueling work conditions, exploitation, and unrealistic beauty standards, reflecting broader societal pressures. These challenges hint at deeper issues in South Korea's pursuit of perfection. Despite the global appeal of its pop culture, these internal societal pressures have prompted calls for greater work-life balance, mental health awareness, and cultural reform. The Miracle on the Han River is a story of grit, innovation, and resilience. But as South Korea faces the triple threat of an aging population, chaebol-dominated stagnation, and fierce competition, the question is clear. Can this economic marvel adapt to survive? South Korea's journey is a masterclass in transformation, but whether it can navigate the stormy waters ahead will determine if its miracle endures or fades into history. Its next chapter will require bold reforms, global collaboration, and a willingness to confront the cracks beneath its shimmering surface. If the nation can strike a balance between innovation, competition, and social reform, its economic future may yet remain bright. But the path forward will not be easy, and the miracle that brought South Korea to this point may not be enough to carry it through the coming challenges.